Erica back on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel today. Hi! I don't know why I say hi in such a weird way, but hi! Hi, how are you today? Nice to see you here. Today we are going to have a look at the Thanks Bunches stamp set that is designed by Alex Siberia. We are going to do some Copic coloring today. So I'm going to stamp this up with the help of my Misty and my Copic friendly ink. And then we're probably going to get my trusted little notebook out and see about a color combination. So if you haven't seen this before, or if you are new to this channel, when I Copic color, I try to remember to write down like any good sort of color combinations that kind of work, so that the next time I want to color something, if I want to reproduce that exact color combination, I can just go and reference that in my little book. Or I can use this and kind of think, oh, okay, so this is really nice, but I want a more like peachy color. So I need to add some like pinkish or reddish to it or whatever. So it's just a really sort of easy thing to have on hand, and it will save you a lot of time and hassle when you're looking at all your colors and trying to remember which one did I use in that and blah, blah, blah. Right, so I'm going to start with my greens, and I decided to go for this combination. So I'll go YG67, YG17, YG25, YG03, and YG01. So what I usually do when I color greens and leaves and things like that is that I start with my darkest color. So which in this case is YG67. So we're going to start with this little leaf, and we're going to just kind of outline the base of the leaf here a little bit and follow the outline a little bit, just to kind of give it a bit of sort of dimension and texture. And then this little stalk here as well, we're going to just do the bottom bit here and then a little bit at the top. So you basically want to use your darkest color where it's going to naturally have a shade or a darker color anyway. So this leaf here, so this big leaf here, we're going to start at the bottom here and we're going to follow this around. And because this petal is hanging over here, we're going to add a little bit of green here, or dark green. And this is also folding over, so there will be a natural shadow here, like that, and just a little bit around here as well, so like that. Now at the top here on the folded over bit, we're just going to add a little bit right there, and then we're going to go in with our next color, which is the YG17, and then we're just going to go over all of these areas again and kind of drag this color upwards. So you're going to go just a little bit over where your YG67 started. Go up, up, up a little bit and follow your coloring along. So you'll see I'm not actually going hugely over. We're going to zoom in here a little bit. Okay. So we're going to just go over a little bit, and I'm using small flicking motions to color here. So we're not going to blend. We're not going to go like crazy blend. We are just going to keep adding colors like this. And then we are going to keep doing this with all of our colors. And then at the end, we're going to go in with a little bit more of some of the lighter colors to sort of amplify the highlights where the light will be hitting, and then also a little bit more of the dark where the shadows will be hitting. So next color is YG27, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go over almost the entire thing. So this time with this color, we are going to not quite start right at the top where the YG67 is. We're just going to go kind of a little bit under where you started with the YG17. So you go YG67, YG17, and now we're going to do YG25. And you're just going to kind of start, if you think This is YG67, that's YG17. This is going to be YG25. You're going to want to start kind of here in the middle. So you leave the YG67 as it is, and then we're dragging the YG17 up and past with the YG25. I hope that makes sense, but hopefully if my words don't make sense, my actions will. So we're just gonna do this with light flicking motions. And again, kind of go over the entire bit where we've already added colors here. And same thing on this side. So we're dragging the color inwards. Light flicking motions with your marker. There we go. And then we're gonna go on to our second lightest color. So this is YG03. And here, we're not gonna add any of this here because we're gonna leave that for our lightest color. But again, we're doing the same thing here. So we're just gonna kind of not go over all of the colors that we've already colored. Just sort of if you think the second to last color we've colored, and we're gonna do the same thing here. So we're gonna go over two of them, drag this color inwards, light flicking motions like that. And then, so you'll see with each one, it's almost like a little bit of less coloring because you're having a smaller space to color. Now with this one here, so this is a YG01, we're just going to go over this little bit here where there's a little bit of white left still. You might be able to see it there. So it's just to highlight that little bit right there. So we're dragging this back and forth a little bit like that. And then we're going to go over this top bit here with this YG01. And this, we're now dragging it outwards. So instead of dragging the color upwards, we're taking the lightest colors and kind of dragging it over the other colors. Like so, very light hand, very light touch. And same thing here in the middle. So here we only have a little white space left in the middle. So we're going to start from, let's see what will be easiest to see probably. All right, so I'm going to start on this side and I'm going to just lightly flick over here where this lightest color is going to go. So we don't want this to blend too much. So we just want to add that little bit of light. And there we have it. If you look on this little bit here, this doesn't look overly great right now, but I'm going to leave it because you will see like at the back here, it's quite oversaturated as it is right now. So I'm going to move on and do the rest of the leaves and the stalks, and then I will come back and look at what else I need to kind of fix. So I'm going to hop into a time lapse at the moment to do the rest of the leaves and the stems, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss what colors we're going to do for the rest of the flowers. Once you have settled on where you want your highlights and lowlights, it's just a matter of sticking to that for the rest of the coloring. Unfortunately, I lost my footage for the tulips themselves, but I have marked the colors I've used on the screen. So if you need those, they are right there. And the lilacs I've used for the small flowers can be seen in the video itself. I'm really sorry about losing the footage, but there was a lot of jibber-jabbering about shading, and I realized also I had used the same sort of techniques all around. Now on these big flowers, what I did was I kind of went the opposite way around. So I've gone dark on the outside of the petals and lighter towards the inner center of the flower. But the technique is basically the same, you just swap your direction, and that is it. So the colors I have used for these two flowers are marked on the upper right hand corner. So here is our finished coloring, and yeah, my plan of going pastel clearly went out the window as soon as I finished the little purple flowers. I don't know what happened. It just kind of went like, yeah, let's do those flowers red. But maybe it was too much to do this one red as well. Maybe I should have chosen another color for this one. But it just, yeah, kind of worked, I think. So we're going to let this dry a little bit because it is absolutely soaked alcohol marker now. So we are going to leave that to dry and then we're going to finish that off. To finish the card off, I decided to use some of the sentiments from the Thanks Bunches stamp set. So I've used Truly Grateful for You from the bottom of my heart, and I stamped that up with black ink. And I did use my Misty, and I stamped 3 times, I think, to make sure that I got a really solid imprint. And then I went to town with some gold splatters. So leaving a lot of white space is really difficult for me, but if I splatter gold on there or use a cover plate on it to kind of give it a little bit of texture to the background, it's a lot easier for me. But true sort of clean and simple cards, I still struggle with. So the gold splatter definitely help, and it just adds a really lovely little touch as well. But with that, I'm all done for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this, and that you picked up maybe a little coloring trick or two along the way as well. And with that, all done. See you next week. Bye. Oh, one last thing. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to the Crafty Malarkey YouTube channel and the thumbs up button.